welcome to another episode of TRUEversation. Today's episode, we're going to talk about how you're moving and how you're navigating throughout this realm of life, essentially. And it's about a quote that my cousin told me. Because I asked my cousin, because my cousin is 6 years older than me, and he obviously has more life experience than I do. And I asked him, I'm like, hey, how do you... Because my cousin is a very successful producer. So I talked to him and I'm like, there are so many things happening in your life. Because he told me his story. He told me his story, that how he... Things behind the scenes that I didn't know, right? Like he opened his own studio. He went to LA. He went all in. Like he has another business going on. So I'm like, but how do you know that you are moving in the right direction? And he tells me, I'm not interested in moving fast. I'm interested in moving correct. And that was something that really stuck with me because specifically during that moment, I was very mishid is a word in Creole, like very busy. Like I was busy doing everything. I was just busy moving. And I wasn't perspicacious enough of like looking over life and like, where am I going? I didn't take time to analyze my moves, to move strategically. I just wanted to move fast. But everything comes with a price, and I had to pay that price. Whether it was a financial price or it was just a mental price that I had to pay or I had to go through. But the point is that you want to move correct. You don't want to move fast. And being perspicacious means that you are aware of your surroundings. You're aware of the things that are happening, and you can become perspicacious by thinking of your life, taking thinking time and stopping and analyzing, okay, where am I moving? This is a chessboard. This is moving there. That's moving there. Okay, cool. Then if this happens, I got that and that and that to happen. And then if that happens, I get this and this and this to happen. Okay, so these are the possible scenarios. So, but what a lot of people do, unfortunately, and I mean definitely more than once, guilty of this myself, is that we are so busy being busy. So we don't allow ourselves to stop and take time to look over our life and making sure that we're moving in the right direction and we're making the right moves because we just want to make a move. And I'm the first to say that, look, like when it comes to business, when it comes to life, like speed kills. But you make a decision, but it's not a random decision. Speed kills. But in order for you to move fast, you have to stop, navigate, and then you press the trigger, and then you shoot. Instead of just bring out the shotgun. Like, I'm that guy, you know what I mean? Like, I'm definitely that's a...
You like being that guy.
There is sometimes you gotta be that guy.
And it doesn't take away the fact that it might be the right move.
Exactly, but it's gotta be a strategic move.
You have clarity.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm the guy to fucking roundhouse kicking the door, bring out two shotguns, saw, like, what do you call them? Like you saw the shotgun in half, kicking the door, boom, like a fucking cowboy movie, poof, shoot, okay, who died? What did I kill? It's like I killed something. All right, perfect. That's where we're moving. Like, I'm that guy, but I have that ability, but you cannot only be that guy. You got to be a strategic warrior sometimes. So sometimes you got to, hey, look, there's people in there. Do I need to really kick in the door and make a haymaker? Do I really need to make all of that noise? Or can I just like strategically open another door? Is there another way to go into that room? Or do I need to... Can I be a ninja in this case? I guess I am. But yeah, so you want to move correct and not move fast, right? And how do you do that? Bob Marley has a great quote. He's saying, if you are a big tree, I am a small axe, sharpened to cut you down. And what that essentially is even if there is a big tree that you have to chop down, you have to approach this big tree, you have to... But if you are a small axe, whether if you are physically inferior to someone, whether you be in a inferior position when it comes to business, whether there is whatever the case may be, whether you want to conquer your own mind in a way or making sure that you're making the right moves, right? You sharpen your axe before you are cutting down the tree. And there's this great story that goes, every day two people, how do you call it? Farmers? No, what do you call people that chop woods in the forest?
I would say forest shoppers.
Forest choppers? That's really, how do you call it? Woodcutters?
Lumberjack.
Lumberjack. I just wanted to be a lumberjack.
There are two lumberjacks.
Bro, there are people that are working as lumberjacks. These are tough men and women. Here's the story. Every day two lumberjacks goes out to the woods. They meet up at the same time. They meet up at 7 a.m., have their morning coffee, and then it's time to work. 7:15 is time to work. At 7:15, one of them goes straight out to the woods. Takes his axe, like you do every day. He's out to cut wood. But the other guy, he walks the other direction for a little bit. And he's away for the whole day, or for half the day. He's away for half the day. And then during lunch, guy number one comes back. Guy number two hasn't even done anything. Because guy number one comes back and he has all of this wood with him. And that's it, they have lunch. It is what it is. They don't talk too much, lumberjack people. They are used to being alone in the forest, I guess. I don't really know. And then lumberjack number one goes back to the woods, to the same position. He just takes his axe. And then lumberjack number two, he goes with him. Goes the same direction. It's time to chop some wood. Now, keep in mind that lumberjack number two, he has been away for the half of the day. So he should have a strategic disadvantage, correct? Or a strategic disadvantage. He just haven't had as much time putting in. He doesn't have like the same amount of time as lumberjack number one. But by the end of the day, they both come back. And lumberjack number two has 3 times the total amount, versus lumberjack number one, even though lumberjack number one has been out longer. And this cycle repeats itself. This cycle repeats itself over and over and over again until lumberjack number one says, hey, look, what's going on? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing half of the day in order for you to come back and like, I'm working double as much as you are. How are you getting 3 times the amount of woods that I am? And he says, when you're out shopping, you're just going for it. You're focused on speed. You're focused on getting out there early, cutting woods or chopping woods until the sun goes down, and then you get back home. I spend half of the day sharpening my axe. I spend half of the day sharpening my axe every morning. And like this, whenever I get myself back out, I'm able to chop more woods total than you. And that's the power of having thinking time, taking time to sharpen up your skills. That's the power of being perspicacious and looking over, hey, look, I got this axe. How can I get the most out of it? That's the power of moving correctly and not moving fast. You want to move fast, but it's more important to move correctly. If you have to choose one, make sure to move correctly. And when we're talking a lot about done next here, we got that from Team Grover. Me and David was in Team Grover's mentor group called Down and Dirty. We joined the very first one. And then I got a scholarship from them to join the second one. So I joined the second one also. Then we joined the third one. Then we took a few months break because there's so much information. It was the same thing there. Instead of constantly getting new information, we said, hey, look, we have 30 plus hours of Team Grover talking. We only heard that once. Should we invest another 1,000 euro to join the fifth one? Or should we look over what we already got? Should we move forward? Or should we start again to look over the things that we already got? Should we sharpen our axe or should we move forward? Let's sharpen our axe for a little bit. We're still looking at those videos years after, right? And Team Grover presents a concept called done next. And it's that you want to make something done, you want to do something done before you move on to the next thing. There is no done without next, and there is no next without it being done. And that's the thing with today's, I'm not going to say today's society, because I'm not in a position to talk about society, but there's a lot of things that I see online, at least, and people I encounter. People are so busy being busy, so busy moving, creating momentum, instead of making sure that they are actually getting the thing done. Like, you're not even trying to get the thing done, whatever the case may be. Oh, today I'm an entrepreneur. Today today I do this. Today I'm a mindset coach. Fast forward a few weeks later, oh, but today I do self-love things. Or now I got this new abundance course. And then the week after I have this thing, it's like you're constantly so busy moving, so busy launching new things, so you don't get things done. Most of you need to stop and focus on getting one thing done, mastering this one thing. I read the same book 6 times. I've read the same book, Master Key, 6 times since, 2018? I've done 2 courses on that book, and I'm still reading it. I just started rereading it, and I'm still learning new things. Because it's more important to move correct. But you just want to consume. It's like a consumption thing. It's a mixture of consumptions and just fast gratification. I read this book, next. I got this course, next. Did this thing, next. We have students that joined our Passion to Profit program. Passion to Profit is a program that we launched in November 2021. And it is essentially a program where we're helping creators make 5 to 10,000 euro of monthly recurring revenue. We said 3 to 5,000, but it's just because when we started talking about 10,000 euro of monthly recurring revenue, and we were talking primarily to dancers, nobody believed us, even though we've done it frequently, not only with ourselves, but with other dancers. We helped other dancers make multiple 6 figures. But that's not the topic of this conversation. We have a student, I will never forget this. This student of mine went through this long, dragged out, God bless her soul, right? Depression, was in a really dark space, really was not mentally fit, right? Really was not mentally fit or mentally stable. And how do I know this? Because I've been there myself, right? Don't judge her, just speaking facts right now. Now, she was away from social media, away from doing this for like a good 6+ months. What happens? And she told me that during these 6 months, this was the darkest period of her life, and she was suicidal. What happens? She was so focused on wanting to go to next, so she didn't get the done. So what ends up happening is that, okay, she goes out, oh, hi, I'm back, I've been away for a little while, went through this, now I'm launching this new self-love program, boom. But just a couple of months ago, you were considering killing yourself, and now you're putting this thing out. So busy, so much eagerness of wanting to get there. And she could only last that for a couple of months. And what ended up happening because she's a great saleswoman. What ended up happening a couple of months later, she's now in a very similar position as she was before, because she didn't finish where she were. She didn't do the internal work that she needed to do. And now she has all of these students that are looking into her. And then that became too much pressure. People are looking up to her, asking her very existential questions because she promised this and that. But she was focused on moving fast instead of moving correct. That's just one example, right? But it's very important that you don't misinterpret movement with progress. There's a big difference. Movement and progress is not the same thing. You got to be perspicacious in life. Take time, stop, take yourself on self-dates. Make sure that you are seeing things that are happening and you're taking the information in, and then you make the right move. These things are happening, but you are not seeing the cues. The universe, your ancestors are talking to you. Mother Nature is talking to you. And he or she is giving you all of these insights. God is speaking directly to you. But you are not taking enough time to stop, look around. I got this information. I got that information. What can I do with this? and then you make the right move. Make sure to move correct and stop focusing on moving fast.